Are you aware of a third category?
There's intersex. That's a third category.
Well, no, that's not a third category. No, come back here.
Why? You're not answering my question.
Because you're the nurse, you're the medical expert, and you won't even tell us what a human being is. I'm starting to get concerned. We're not going to have discussions about things like gender identity with kids in grades K through 3.
Welcome back to Rattlesnake TV, guys. In this video, we are going to watch Matt Walsh take on a small army of liberal soy boys as part of his most recent Q&A for the Young America's Foundation. And this one has one of the most cringeworthy moments and also a bit of a plot twist. These people never fail to disappoint. So with that, let's get into it.
Matt Walsh, the man himself. I've got a question for you. If a woman is an adult human female, then womanhood is biological. But if womanhood is biological, then womanhood is material. But you also believe in male and female souls, and souls are immaterial. So how can something immaterial also be material? And what is a female soul?
A female soul is the soul that a female has.
That's a circular definition. Like, what is that?
Well, it's the same way that I would describe what's a female brain. What is a female's arm? It's the arm that is on a female. That's not a circular definition. That's just what it is.
Yeah, but how do you know that? Like, you would say by the nature. Like, how do you know that? How do you decide what the nature is?
Well, I'm not deciding what anyone's nature is. I didn't decide what a female is. I just know that there are two different categories of being, as I explained. There is no third category. Are you aware of a third category?
No.
Okay, well then sounds like we're in agreement.
No, there's intersex. That's a third category.
Well, no, that's not a third category. That is a variation within a category. That is someone who has a genetic defect or deformity within one of these categories. An intersex person is not a third sex. There's no actual biologist who would tell you that there is a third human sex called intersex. This is a deformity.
It's not a third sex.
But you just said that it was.
No, I'm not saying it's a third sex.
You did say
I'm saying it's neither sex. Yeah, you got me. That is actually a good point.
Okay.
But
look, man.
Oh.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thanks for coming.
Why do these soy boys always have this same attitude? It's that smug, cocky, holier-than-thou type demeanor.
And what is a female soul?
It's almost like as soon as you hear their voices, you can pretty much predict all of their opinions, and you can do it with remarkable accuracy. And that whole exchange was a bit of a shambles, but the question, as much as he thought it was the smartest question ever, was actually pretty poorly formulated. And he says that Matt Walsh's answer was a circular definition, when it's actually not. The problem is in your question. You can't ask somebody to define a female soul. When you ask somebody to define a female soul, you're already presupposing female and you're already presupposing soul. If he asked Matt, what is a soul, then that actually would have been a good question, despite it probably being asked very smugly. If he asked that question, then they might have been able to have a good back and forth about Matt's views on physical reality and truth and how he marries that with his views on the metaphysical. But he tried to be too cute with the question.
And what is a female soul?
Now on to the next. And if you guys have been watching this channel for a while, and if you guys have a very sharp eye, then you'll notice something a little bit off and maybe a little bit familiar about this alleged medical doctor that's about to come up. Let's see what you pick up and then I'll check in after.
Hey, Matt, I'm an RN from the state of Ohio, and I drove all the way here just so I could ask you a medical question. So I have a question about your stance on puberty blockers for children. Now, you've stated before that puberty blockers are dangerous, and certainly they do carry the risks. However, child pregnancy is far more dangerous for the child and carries risks up to and including death and permanent disability. So why do you believe that a 13-year-old should be forced to give birth to their child?
I don't think that it is ever okay to kill a child.
Okay, so then why do you support a 13-year-old giving birth to their child, which could kill them?
This is not about the person who has caused that condition. The person who's caused this situation is the rapist. Now, if you want to kill somebody because of what has happened to this poor child, then I absolutely...
I feel like you're not answering my question.
Well, if you would let me talk, I could answer it.
Okay.
If you want to kill someone in response to a I am fully in support of killing the and so if there is a to a 13-year-old child, as far as I'm concerned, go to trial, convict them that same day, take them out back and hang them, as far as I'm concerned. What I do
Why
not
do
think
you
is,
believe that a
because
child...
I don't think it's okay to kill a child
Okay, then why do you
intentionally
support-
under any circumstance.
Oh, intentionally.
Yes.
Okay.
You're the medical expert.
Sure.
Guys, if you're enjoying the video and if you want to help me out with those algorithms that are a bit unfriendly sometimes, don't forget to chuck a like on the video below. And also, if you want to subscribe to the channel, if you haven't already, 70% of you guys haven't subscribed who watch, then you are more than welcome to do so. Back to the clips.
The unborn child, is that a human being or not?
That is a religious question.
It's not a religious question. It's a medical question. How's it a religious question? It's a medical question. What is it if it's not a human being? So you don't know.
No, I do know. It just has human genetics.
So is it a human or not?
Medically speaking, we don't consider it a full-fledged human being. And if we did, it would have something like
Not full-fledged.
So then let me ask you this. Why don't we have conception certificates?
Well, for one thing, it's very hard to know exactly when a conception occurs.
Oh, so then that's a convenient excuse then.
What's that?
That's convenient. It's just convenient that it's, it's hard to figure out.
Yes, it would be very inconvenient to try to get a certificate for when exactly you conceived.
Okay,
Also
then like
a little bit strange, to be honest. I don't want to have to go to the licensing office and say, hey, my wife and I had an experience the other night.
I'll meet you halfway. How about a heartbeat certificate?
No.
No? Why not?
A heartbeat certificate?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm fully for it. Let's have one.
You are
We should
fully
definitely have one of those. Yeah, absolutely. Great idea. I like that idea. But
just to be clear, you do support 13-year-olds giving birth to their child.
we have not. We can't. We have not. I don't support killing a child. Do you?
No, I do not. But I'm
okay.
asking
So you do support abortion?
No, you're avoiding my question. Do you?
I've answered your question. You haven't answered mine.
You have not answered the question. Yes or no?
Is the unborn child a human being or not?
I'm not letting you get away from this, man. Do you support?
You are not
a
answering
child. I asked.
Let's try this again.
Wait, who's asking the questions here, man? Come on.
Let's try this again. I do not support I do not support the direct intentional murder of a child under any circumstance.
Right. So then you don't support a 13-year-old child giving birth to their child because that could kill them. It has a very good chance of doing so via hemorrhage, toxemia, all kinds of complications, permanent disability. There are all kinds of complications with that. So
I'm going to try this.
Do you support?
Okay.
Okay.
We're going to. No. Hold on one second. One second.
I appreciate your time.
No. Come back here.
Why? You're not answering my question.
Because you're the nurse, you're the medical expert, and you won't even tell us what a human being is. I'm starting to get concerned.
You didn't answer my question.
Like,
Why should I answer yours? You didn't answer my question.
It is never okay to intentionally and directly kill a human child, period. That's my position. What I'm asking you is...
But that's not answering the question, man. Come on. We both know that you're dancing around this. Come on.
Do you consider an unborn child...
I'm not answering that until you answer my question. You didn't answer it.
Okay.
You didn't answer it. I don't have to answer your question. Who's asking? Are you guys in line for a question or to be asked a question?
I know you don't... Here's what...
I'm just wondering.
Okay. Here's what we've established here.
Take a minute to think about it. I'll get you the next rally.
Okay. Let's... That was
weird.
Despite what it may seem, that was actually quite an informative exchange. Because you have one side that can answer directly. It's never okay to directly and intentionally kill a human child. That was my answer. I think I gave it probably 15, 20 times. 30. And then you have the other side that has no answer at all to this question. What is a human child? Can't even answer it. Very interesting.
So shocker, guys, he's not really a medical doctor. Wow, big surprise. I mean, this guy's actually made an appearance on Rattlesnake TV before. Don't know his name, don't know what his YouTube channel is, could not care less. But needless to say, he's not a doctor. He's actually the kind of guy who spends his time making fake accounts and leaving negative and hateful comments on TikTok videos and on Twitter posts and celebrating from his mum's basement when somebody important blocks him. And guys, I'm actually not joking. There are people who do that.
Sure.
And if you guys aren't aware, which I'm sure the people who watch this channel are not aware of how this dark underworld works, he's not actually trying to come across as a medical doctor. I mean, I hope he's not, because if he is, then he needs some medical help. He's trying to troll Matt Walsh right now, and he's trying to troll the conservatives and ingratiate himself with the other little leftist gremlins that reside in the dark little abysses of the internet.
What, hon?
Bathroom! Bathroom!
Oh, that's a big boy, isn't he?
These are the people who have a daily ritual of 2 minutes hate looking at Matt Walsh's face. So the people who say in the comments, oh, they're too mean to these guys, Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens and Matt Walsh, they're so mean. No. Just no. In my mind, these people deserve every ounce of ridicule they get. They need to learn a lesson and be humbled, if that's even possible. But I am embarrassed for this guy, and I do feel sorry for him because he thinks that doing these stunts and trolling people on Jubilee and trolling Matt Walsh will make him a notable and important person, when really it won't. It actually just makes people thoroughly dislike you. Nobody's going to go and watch your YouTube channel after this. They'll laugh at you and cringe when they see you for a moment, and then you'll be safely forgotten. People don't like liars and trolls unless it's genuinely funny and creative and amusing.
We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what? Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before. What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
Which he is obviously not. I mean, his presence alone on camera makes you want to go and spend an hour in a steam room just cleansing yourself of all of the bitterness that you've just unintentionally ingested by watching him speak. If you want to build your profile in this space, tackle some important issues, make some strong, logical arguments, be morally consistent and coherent, and be able to back it up, and then eventually people will notice you. But I don't think that he's going to be doing that anytime soon. I think the smash and grab troll approach is probably his best bet because he hasn't quite gotten to the logical argument stage of things yet. His logic with this question is essentially this: how can Matt Walsh, who is pro-life, justify not killing a child because there is a small risk that another child might die? And obviously, considering that Matt Walsh's worldview is that an unborn child is a child, then he is morally and philosophically consistent in that view, and the answer was sufficient. But the most embarrassing part is when he's trying to tell Matt Walsh that he's ducking the question and trying to act like he's trying to bring Matt Walsh back to the question and saying that he's dancing around it.
We both know that you're dancing around this. Come on.
But Matt clearly answered it 20 times. And not only did he answer it, he answered it in the most clear and concise way possible. He said that it's never, ever okay to intentionally kill a child. And then when Matt tries to ask a question back, this guy just spontaneously combusts and goes into a soy rant and starts walking away.
Why? You're not answering my question.
So embarrassing. Whatever you do, ladies and gentlemen, never be that guy. And now on to the last one.
So I'm not really in agreement with you, but I don't want to waste our time, and I don't want to misconstrue your point. So please stop me if I misconstrue you. Yes, ma'am. You said earlier about.
Stop. Just kidding.
You said earlier about how what you say the trans community is hiding truth, like the Daily Wire post where it's like, oh, a trans woman won the race, but it was like, oh, I'm a woman, so I should be able to be here. I want to know your opinion more about like your side of the party also hiding truth. Florida hiding race, like what you say, critical race theory, which is really just, oh, we can't talk about the Klan because Klan makes it look bad. We can't talk about this because it makes America look bad. I just want to know your thought process on that.
I guess I would need to know more information. I'm not aware of any rules in Florida that says you can't mention the Ku Klux Klan or you can't talk about race.
It's the blocking of critical race theory, and then also there's the Don't Say Gay Act, which is more about like, just more about that. I just kind of want to know your thought process on that.
And I'm honestly not trying to put you on the spot or get some Matt Walsh destroys YouTube moment here. I just really want to know, honestly, what do you think the Don't Say Gay bill, the so-called Don't Say Gay bill, does?
Well, if you read it, it's more of an implyment that, okay, if this kid is in class, like middle school, and he's like, well, I feel like a woman, that teacher has full right to go to that parent and say, this is what he is thinking, and now it puts the kid in a more dangerous position because what if the parent doesn't agree with that?
Yeah, well, there's a few things on it. First of all, that even if that was what the bill was, then that wouldn't be Don't Say Gay, because Don't Say Gay implies that you literally can't say the word gay in school, which is not the case at all. Second, what you're talking about, that's not the bill in Florida. There have been bills like that proposed in other states. where schools have a duty to inform the parents if a child is gender confused or identifying as another gender in school. I fully support those bills. I think every school should do that. But in Florida, that's not what this bill was. The bill simply said that we're not going to have discussions about things like gender identity with kids in grades K through 3. So this is just saying if your kids are 8 years old or younger, that this is not a time to have conversations about transgenderism with them, which is something that, by the way, 10 years ago and any time prior to that, almost everyone would agree. It would be insane to even talk about it. Of course, we're not going to have that conversation. That's all the so-called Don't Say Gay bill did. To my mind, the problem with it is it didn't go nearly far enough. I don't think that these conversations should be had in school at all because they're not academic conversations. They're ideological conversations. So I'm opposed to my side, as you say, hiding the truth if there were cases of that happening, but I don't think the cases that you've pointed out apply.
Do you feel that is an invasion of that child's privacy, though?
No, I don't think so at all. I don't think it is an invasion of privacy at all because it's not privacy, right? This is an important detail about that child that the school and the teacher know, but are they going to keep it from the parents? So this is not privacy of the child. This is, should there be secrets between a teacher and a child that the parent is not aware of? And what I would say is, even if they're not a teacher, there should be no adult in the world who has a secret with my child that I'm not aware of. That is never an okay thing, and that is always the setup for all manner of abuse of a child.
So guys, I think that it's pretty clear that the moral of the story of this video is that we are having some issues with the modern man in the West. The fact that you can find 3 of these men in the same city, let alone the same room, says a lot. It is very concerning, but I do have some sympathy for these guys because it's very clear that they've been lied to and they have eaten the liberal narrative and have been captured hook, line, and sinker. And they're probably not doing so great. But what we have to remember here is that that guy just argued in favor of adults being able to groom and indoctrinate children behind their parents' backs without having to tell them. Not really an issue where I'm seeking to understand their point of view any better, not really seeking any nuance on that issue if I'm totally honest. So guys, with that, check me out below. We've got some very exciting announcements happening over the next week or so. And also, if you guys would like to subscribe to the channel, boom, you can click right here. If you like to watch another video, right here. Until next time, I'm Jake. This is RattlesnakeTV, keeping you armed and dangerous.